1970. Plymouth HEMI Cuda, the king of the streets. The 1970 Plymouth HEMI Cuda is one of the most legendary muscle cars ever built. It was part of Chrysler's E-Body lineup, sharing its platform with the Dodge Challenger. But while the Challenger offered a wide variety of trims, the HEMI Cuda was pure performance. Under the hood sat Chrysler's most feared engine, the 426 cubic-inch HEMI V8. This monster was rated at 425 horsepower, but, in reality, it produced much more. The HEMI was designed with hemispherical combustion chambers for maximum airflow. This design gave it incredible power and high revving capability. The car was brutally fast for its time, with quarter-mile times in the low 13 seconds. With slicks and tuning, many HEMI Cudas could dip into the 12 seconds. That kind of speed was supercar territory in 1970. The exterior of the 1970 model year was bold and aggressive. It featured a long hood, short deck, and wide stance that screamed performance. Buyers could add the shaker hood scoop, which vibrated with the engine. This became one of the most iconic muscle car features ever made. The HEMI Cuda also came with bold stripe packages and bright colors. High-impact colors like Plum Crazy, Limelight, and Vitamin C made it stand out. Inside, the car offered a driver-focused cockpit. You could get bucket seats, wood grain trim, and a pistol grip shifter. The interior combined comfort with raw muscle car aggression. Everything about the car was designed to make a statement. Production numbers were very low for the HEMI Cuda. Only 652 hardtops and 14 convertibles were built in 1970. That rarity has made the car one of the most collectible muscle cars in history. Today, HEMI Cudas can fetch millions of dollars at auction. The convertible HEMI Cudas are especially valuable. They are considered the holy grail of American muscle cars. Collectors fight over them whenever they come up for sale. The HEMI Cuda wasn't just about straight-line speed. It also had a heavy-duty suspension and performance options. Buyers could choose a 4-speed manual or a Torque-Flight automatic. The 4-speed cars came with a legendary Dana 60 rear axle. This made them nearly indestructible at the drag strip. Many HEMI Cudas were raced in NHRA super stock classes. They became feared competitors on drag strips across America. The car's racing heritage helped build its legendary reputation. Even today, drag racers and collectors honor the HEMI Cuda. It symbolizes an era when Detroit pushed performance to the limit. The 1970 HEMI Cuda wasn't cheap when new. It cost much more than a base Barracuda or even many competitors. That high price tag contributed to its low production numbers. But those who bought one got an unmatched performance machine. The car was raw, loud, and powerful in a way few cars could match. It demanded respect on the streets and the track. Many consider it the ultimate Mopar muscle car. The combination of rarity, design, and performance makes it a legend. The 1970 Plymouth HEMI Cuda will forever remain a king of the muscle car era. The history of the HEMI Cuda begins in the mid-1960s. Plymouth wanted a car that could compete with Ford's Mustang and Chevrolet's Camaro. The first Barracuda debuted in 1964, actually beating the Mustang to market by 2 weeks. However, the early Barracuda struggled to find its identity. By 1970, Plymouth redesigned the car completely with the new E-Body platform. This platform allowed them to build a wider, more aggressive, and more competitive muscle car. The redesign created the third-generation Barracuda, which included the high-performance Cuda trim. The Cuda trim offered big block engines, racing-inspired looks, and bold styling. Among the available engines, the 426 HEMI was the crown jewel. It was an engine already proven on the NASCAR track. Chrysler had originally developed the HEMI for racing. It dominated NASCAR in the 1960s, forcing the sanctioning body to ban it temporarily. When it returned in street cars, it quickly became legendary. The 1970 HEMI Cuda carried that racing pedigree straight to the streets. The car's presence at drag strips made it a feared competitor. Many private owners modified their HEMI Cudas for racing success. The factory even offered options specifically for drag racing. This included heavy-duty axles, special gearing, and performance suspension setups. Dealers often sold them directly to racers who wanted to dominate the quarter mile. The reputation grew with every race victory. Unfortunately, the timing for the HEMI Cuda wasn't ideal. The early 1970s brought rising insurance premiums for muscle cars. Emissions regulations began to choke performance engines. Gas prices also started to climb, scaring away buyers. As a result, the HEMI Cuda sold in very limited numbers. Its high price combined with these challenges meant only a few enthusiasts bought them. By 1972, the HEMI engine was discontinued from the Barracuda lineup. The muscle car era was already starting to decline. But that short production run made the HEMI Cuda even more desirable. Its rarity turned it from a sales disappointment into a collector's dream. Decades later, the legend of the HEMI Cuda only grew stronger. Collectors realized how scarce these cars really were, especially the 1970 and 1971 models with factory HEMI power. Auction prices skyrocketed in the 1990s and 2000s. Today, the HEMI Cuda is a cultural icon, appearing in movies, TV shows, and video games. It represents the peak of Detroit's horsepower wars. For many enthusiasts, it is the ultimate expression of muscle car power and style. The 1970 Plymouth HEMI Cuda will always be remembered as one of the greatest muscle cars ever built.